What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Leave It to the Judges MMA show. I'm here with my boys Xavier and Nicholas. Today, we're going to be talking about UFC 293. Y'all heard the news already, what's been going down. Strickland is our new champion, guys, at middleweight. But where do you guys want to start on this card? I thought it was a pretty entertaining card.
It was decent.
I definitely think it superseded its name value, so I'll give it
Yeah, for
that.
sure, because people were shitting on it like pretty hard before. So were we, so.
We were shitting on
Yeah,
it.
we were. But anyways, we don't have to talk about every fight on the prelims, but what performances or fights on the prelims and early prelims stuck out to you guys?
Okay, let's talk about the Blood Diamond fight because gotta be one of the worst displays of MMA I've seen like in a long time. Like, if that was a contender series fight, none of them would get contracts. I promise.
Absolutely not, bro. Like Radic was pissing me off. Like you're getting booed because the fight was boring as hell. Like it was a terrible fight. Like
Blood Diamond just looks sloppy on the feet. Which I guess he always has like a wonky kickboxing style that doesn't really work the best in the octagon, but particularly bad. I feel like he gassed out pretty quick. Uh Charles got absolutely nothing going. Really was just like mashing him against the cage, not even really doing like the little shit to win points, like little body punches or like leg kicks, nothing. So I was very disappointed on both sides.
yeah,
Uh it seemed like Charles just like kept, you know, worrying too much about, like some groin strikes that were like I think he was okay, you know what I mean? But I don't know if he was gassing or what, but I was just like, dude, like you need to fight. You need to do something. Like the ref is not just gonna keep rewarding you by, you know what I mean? Like
100%,
give you
dude.
points. Like I don't know, man. I don't know.
I
Blood
completely missed this fight, so
Blood Diamond getting cut for sure.
probably he's 3-3. I mean, it's a cuttable record.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
look, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't say like bad words or like stuff like that, but like it's just when he said the F word after, it was so like uncalled for. Like your fight was terrible. It was a terrible fight. Like
the
I don't know.
crowd had every reason to boo this fucking fight.
Yeah, like if you're getting booed for no reason or some bogus reason, I get it, but like the fight was terrible. All right, let's move up to the prelims. What stood out to you guys on this card
We
or
can
on this?
we can go with the Nasserat fight. Like,
That's right.
This is a banger fight.
This is a
no,
great fight.
let me just say this: a lot of underdogs came to fucking fight today, and even though they mostly lost, like they all left me feeling a lot higher on them than even some victories. You know what I mean? Like Landon Quinones, like he came to fucking hoop. I think that this fight being a short notice fight is the only reason that Nasrat probably won this fight. It did seem to me like Landon gassed out a little bit, stopped throwing the leg kicks, which were absolutely devastating Nasrat. Um, yeah, I was just really impressed with Landon Quinones. Came to fucking fight. Like I thought it was fight of the night, but there were so many quality options for that. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, like to the point that this fight had happened, I was like, yeah, front runner for fight of the night until a little later. But hey, man, it was damn near my fight of the night. Like that shit was nerve wracking. I was like, man, this is crazy.
it's a great fight.
What a war. Nasrat, props to him for not giving up, even though he could have took the out with his leg. He was like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep fighting through. Switch stances, adjusted decently, stopped getting hit with leg kicks, for like maybe a round and a half. But yeah, great performance by both guys. I was really impressed.
Definitely. Clark, what are your thoughts on this fight?
It was a good fight. Um, hey Ed, I've always said this. Hasparad looks exactly like you, bro.
I could see it. I could definitely see it.
I can see it right now. Like just looking at you and then him.
DJ said the exact same thing. My old roommate.
Okay, okay.
But
Fair.
Landon, yeah, Landon. I thought he was gonna get ran over because of the tough series. He kind of got shit on, but yeah, he looked great.
I thought he'd definitely get. I don't know about run over. I thought he'd just get beat, but it was actually a very competitive fight. Landon was in there for sure, getting his own. Definitely just tired out. Short notice. Not much you can do. Hesperat is a pretty good debut opponent to have, and he looked good, so he's got a decent future, I think.
Yeah, definitely one of those examples of a loss, increasing your stock. Shout out to the people of Morocco. Nasrat got the dub for you guys. Hope everything's okay over there.
Cheers up, man.
Anything else on the prelims, boys? It was a good card, man.
Ulberg, I guess we can speak on that real quick.
This was a bit of a weird fight.
Hold
I don't
on,
know.
hold on, wait. Before we speak on this, like, let's go back down to the McDessie fight because I thought
Yeah.
this was a robbery. Like, I don't really know how else to say it. I bet on Malarkey, so like I was pretty geeked at the end, that the parlay was moving, but I called Clark like, man, I don't know how we got through that one because shout out McDessie. I definitely thought he won rounds 2 and 3. Pretty clearly. So
I agree. He was landing, I feel like, a little more often the bigger strikes, but I'm not gonna lie, like at the end of the fight, I thought McDessie won, but I knew they were gonna give it to Malarkey. Like, were you worried that they were gonna give it to McDessie?
I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, because I was just like, that's what I saw. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah. I mean, I thought it was a toss-up going in decisions because I thought like honestly, McDessie won the third round. I thought pretty convincingly, and I was surprised when I saw the scorecards and two of the judges gave Malarkey that last round. The second round, I can kind of see, even though like McDessie had the knockdown, Malarkey was winning that whole round up to that point, and it was the last like 30 seconds of the round. And I wouldn't say he was close to finishing him really
No.
in those last. So,
But
you
it
know,
definitely was the biggest shot of the round, like for sure. So
I
was
get I get what you mean. I just think up to that point, Malarkey was somewhat dominating that round and putting a stamp on it. So I can see in a way, but I gave McDessie the fight because of the knockdown. But that's the
Yeah, I
only.
don't think it was a robbery, but
definitely not a robbery, but like
the wrong guy won.
it was a small robbery. Like it was a heist, if you will. Like
Just a little theft.
it's a little heist.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But we know how it is in these
Happy, it was
countries when their fighters fight. Like, a little bias.
honestly, I was hoping for that. I was like, for the parlay to move, I was like, maybe the home crowd will just give it to home judges.
Hey, you guys know what I started doing? Like I saw a random TikTok. It explained to me like like the handicap point system, like the plus 3.5 for like, on betting sites and shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't really understand it, so I kind of always stayed away from it, but it makes sense if you think a fight's gonna be close, because it's basically like if you think that like on all three judges' scorecards, if it's a 29-28, yeah, if it's a 29-28 across the board, and you have a plus 3.5 spread, then you would win the bet basically
Mm,
because
uh,
so it's basically and if your fighter wins one round on any card basically, and then no rounds on the other two cards, but like it's still all um 29-28s, then like you would win the bet. Like, hey man, for like these fucking close ass fights, like you might need to tap in a little bit on these underdogs,
I'm not gonna lie, I never understood that either.
right?
But yeah. All right, let's move up the card. You guys want to talk about the Olberg fight?
Not, I mean, I don't have too much to say. He looked impressive.
A little too tentative for my liking.
Yeah, I feel like Olberg's kind of falling in love with his power a little bit, and I think that against the higher level opponents, it might come back to bite him. the guys that he can't get out of there, they might just be outworking him like a little bit. But luckily, he was able to, find the chin, and he didn't need it in this scenario. A bit of a wonky finish where, uh, I think was it Herb Dean in there who missed the tap? I think he was just like looking on the other side.
Yeah, it was a bad angle.
Jung, yeah, I mean it's not really Herb's fault, but Jung definitely tapped out with like a couple seconds left, and the commission had to really come in there and sort it all out. So, but I mean, I think that's the first career sub for Oberg. So shout out him for getting the sub victory. I thought he could have just got the TKO pretty easy, and it kind of wasn't throwing very much. But hey, a finish is a finish, so props to him.
Definitely. You got anything to add, Nick?
No. I mean, he was pretty measured. Kind of did his own thing.
Mhm.
Uh, Dawoon Jung, I thought came on good late in the fight, but it was too late. Like the fight was over at that point, or at least it was gonna go to a decision for Olberg. He didn't get the finish, so not much to say. I thought it was kind of a boring fight. I mean, in my opinion, one of the more boring ones. But
Yeah, I just feel like Olberg needs to be a little more active. But
yeah, I mean, I'd seen him be active, so I was like, he can stay on the outside, do his Izzy thing.
yeah,
I don't know, man. I just think that like going forward that he might need to look into upping his volume some kind of way just to like you have to learn how to win rounds but like while you're winning the fight, you know what I mean? You can't keep thinking about only finishes because you're not gonna be able to finish everybody at the highest level. So you have to
yeah.
also learn how to win rounds a little bit. Play the
Like,
game.
he was turning it on throughout.
All right, let's move to the main card, boys. This fight was, I thought this was going to be a banger, like back and forth war. It was not. Tyson Pedro demolished the Pleasure Man.
He's
I
got
mean, I
no
don't have much to say on this.
He just has no chin. I've confirmed that.
You
I've
think?
seen enough. He has no chin. So it was game over quick. Not much else to say about this fight. A few strikes were landed, and then it was one punch. It was over. So
Hey man, I will say Tyson Pedro's post fight celly was pretty nice with the sword thing.
All
It
right, the
was
samurai sword. That's cool.
it was pretty clean. I was like, okay, Tyson, you have your little moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, not that much. It was pretty much a fucking piece of cake for Pedro.
I'm a,
Another fight that didn't go very long. Tafa ran over Lane.
yeah. Lane was kind of on his eye poking shit again. I feel like he learned to like keep his fingers up. I don't know. I mean, he kept doing that shit like paw into the face. Like I was like, bro, this is how it happened last time. Like you didn't learn shit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like this one was particularly satisfying just because you know, I don't know how long ago the other fight was, but I remember watching it and like, believing in Tafa, thinking that exactly what happened today was gonna happen then. Just for like it to immediately get called off due to a bad, like a terrible eye poke, actually, a terrible eye poke. So to see Austin Lane like opening the fight, like grazing eyes again, I was like, dude, like you gotta stop. But hey man, he got his comeuppance. Tafa said, fuck it, I'll take matters into my own hands, and what happened happened. So
Yeah, once again, not much going on in this fight, but all right, this is where things get more juicy. This was a crazy fight. Cop versus Dos Santos. Dos Santos, an amazing debut. The fight was a lot closer than I expected. I thought he recovered really nicely after the knockdown. Maybe should have grappled a little more, but this was a banger of a fight.
Felipe Dos Santos is 23, I believe, right?
Let me see. I think around that age, though.
I think that they said he's 23.
Oh, they don't show the age.
Yeah, I think that what mainly was the difference in this fight was just a slight edge in power for Cape, and that basically got it done for him. Uh, they were landing at a pretty similar clip. It just seemed like Manuel Cape's punches had a little more sting on him. Like it would kind of freeze Dos Santos a little bit. Which I mean, I think that's fine. Like he's only 23. When he gets his grown man strength, like 27 to like 28, 25, like 26 to like 20, maybe 32, like hits that little prime stretch. I feel like he could be dangerous, man. He's definitely someone to watch out for in this flyweight division.
Definitely.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good fight. More competitive than I thought it'd be. I mean, once I saw he was in the Oliveira camp, I was like, oh, we might have a star here. And boy, did we get one. Boy, did we get one. I mean,
Shoot the box.
yes, sir. I mean, look, I mean, to be toe to toe with Cape on your debut, short notice as well, I believe. Like, I don't know, a little bit. Yeah,
Impressive.
it was just a good performance. I mean, not much else to say. Cape definitely won the fight. I thought he won all 3 rounds, probably. Um, but it was a good fight overall. Back and forth.
Yeah. So obviously next for Cape is going to be Kaikar France. How do you guys see that fight playing out?
I think Cape wins. I think he's faster.
And I think Kaikar hits harder.
Mm, debatable. Debatable. I
Who would
don't
you
know.
guys pick though?
Cape might hit harder, honestly, but
I think I would take Cape just because I think he has like slightly faster hands, but um
he's just like also been a champion. Like I feel like he has the pedigree. Like
I think
Kai
Dos Santos. Go ahead.
What's up?
No, I was saying I think Dos Santos they should really look to build him up because this division is lacking a lot of talent in my opinion, or like really exciting fighters, and I think he has that in him.
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I can see like if Kate beat Kaikar Franz worse than he beat Santos, to be honest. Thinking about it. Because I feel like Kai might not have like all of the grit that like Felipe does as a youngster, you know what I mean? I feel like if things are going against Kai's way, he might just kind of I don't want to say look for a way out in there, but like just like be flat, you know what I mean? Like kind of like Izzy in the main event, like
I could see that. That's an interesting take.
kind of like I think that there's a thing that like when you've been around so long and you've been like you've taken so many losses and shit in the UFC, I feel like there's a thing that I see like Dan Hooker, it happens to him and shit where it's like sometimes people like just accept I see people accept like I just need to get out of here, like just don't get finished type shit. Like that type mentality, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
survive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
survival mentality type shit. And like I could see if Kate was kind of putting it on his ass that he just might stop fighting because I feel like Felipe Dos Santos making his debut short notice didn't have nothing to lose. Like he was here to fight. Like he was gonna make Kate fight the whole fucking 3 rounds for sure. And I just don't know if I'd get that same grit. I don't know if I'd get that same hunger out of Kai Kara if he was losing.
okay. I'd probably get the Kaikar France, but let's move on to the main or co-main. Man, very disappointing. At least because I bet on Ty. But Volkov looked amazing. I mean, he absolutely beat the goofy out of Ty. Ty really had nothing. He couldn't get inside. His leg kicks were looking decent, but like he just had nothing to follow them up with.
Oh, you're
He
funny.
got a tie. I liked that one. That
What do you
was
guys think?
now I mean, look, Volkov looked good. I'm not surprised. I mean, a little. I thought Tuivasa could win, kind of through Volkov's old bad habits of like just getting crowded and like not being good punching wise in the pocket, but he kept his length, his distance very well. He just couldn't miss on Ty, honestly, when he was coming in.
I don't know, man. I feel like watching live, I still felt like Ty was in the fight a good amount. And was kind of starting to find his range a little bit, like landing those leg kicks. I feel like those leg kicks were gonna take more of an effect if he can get maybe like 3 more off. Um, but yeah, I think Ty just kind of like tripped and fell or something like that, like stumbled, lost his balance, and kind of just ended up on his back prematurely.
Yeah, and there's no getting up after that.
I don't know if Volkov would have been able to like take him down and secure him that same kind of way. So it was
Yeah.
kind of just like a bad break for Ty. He kind of fell, and I saw like him just kind of be like fuck, like as Volkov kind of got on top of him, secured him, and eventually got the choke. But yeah, it was kind of like a bad fuck up, kind of like when Shevchenko did that spinning kick and got like her back jumped on. It's just kind of like made
Yeah.
a fuck up and now we're here type shit. But hey, Ty didn't look bad to me to be on like a 3-fight skid, like all high level people. He might be settling into his Derek Lewis stage, like where it's just like you're not gonna
Yeah.
be the top, but like you're gonna be like the ultimate gatekeeper type shit. Like he might be like settling into that phase of his career.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he's too much of a fan favorite to ever get like cut, and he fights too exciting. So I think his job is safe.
Oh, he'll beat the lower half. The
Oh
low,
yeah, like the guys he's losing to are just superior strikers, and they're just a little too long and big for him. I think.
like who's even at the bottom, man? Like
Let's see.
not good. That's all I know.
Like I would do Ty versus Spivak next. I
Yeah,
think that's a fun fight.
interesting. I take time? Probably. Maybe.
Almeida's on the rise. Is it X? We got Curtis Blades or Almeida. That's the fight.
Oh my god,
No, Curtis is your boy.
I gotta rock with Curtis until the wheels fall off, man. But
I think it's
I also just feel like I don't know how much Almeida. I don't know what his cardio is gonna look like after like a heavy dose of being in the meat grinder. You know what I mean? Like he's really explosive, and I feel like those kind of fighters gas a little bit faster than people with like less explosivity. So I don't know. I think if Blaze can get him down, like I think he can secure him and like beat him up a little bit, sap the gas tank. And I think Blaze does have the power and like length to like win that on the feet. So
yeah plus 200. I'm definitely going to be betting on Blades probably. But let's go back to all right. What do you guys think's next for Volkov?
He can fight
He's fought a
whoever.
lot of these guys.
He can fight whoever. He's not beating anyone above there, and he can beat anyone below. Go for it.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a limbo at the moment.
He is in the ultimate gatekeeper role at 6 there. He is do you think he could beat anyone above him there?
Well, he's lost to Blades, but that was a pretty bad fight. He lost to Aspinall.
Yeah.
Stipe maybe,
I don't think that Stipe is ever fighting
Alright.
anybody besides
but
John
yeah,
Jones again. I think this is a one and done for Stipe, unless he wins, maybe. But
No, he's done after this.
you do the battle of the Russians, him and Pavlovich, the Russians.
Pavlovich will destroy him. I think Pavlovich is ready for that vacant title shot
Oh, he's ready.
once John leaves. I think he's just set up for that. So
All right, guys. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the card. Let's get to this main event. Izzy versus Strickland. Strickland wins a unanimous decision, drops him in the first round. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I could not believe it.
yeah, I guess I'll go second on this one. Yeah, I was just shook, man. I really couldn't believe it. I've never seen Izzy look so flat. He just seemed like he wasn't there today, like mentally. Credit to Sean Strickland. He landed that big shot in the first, and Izzy might have been dealing with like, the ramifications of being rocked. He got a little gun shy, maybe. I just read a quote. Izzy told Strickland's coach, like, hey, like, you saved that man's life. Because I guess he said that Anytime Izzy would be about to make a read, he would call it out, and Strickland would adjust. So, I mean, a great corner work, I guess, but m most of this story happened inside the cage, and like it was a domination. Not to say that like each particular round was like that bad, but like cumulatively, he just like Strickland just whipped his ass, man. Like there's no other way to put it. Checked almost every leg kick, marched it down, and I mean stayed in his face the whole time. Didn't give him that much kick range. Yeah, just gave him no space to breathe. Started to gas him out a little bit. Like, Izzy has 5 round experience, a lot of it, but he was gassing a little bit. It's a little hard to fight 5 rounds on the back foot. So, I mean, yeah, like shout out Sean Strickland, man. Shout out Sean Strickland.
Yeah. I think people are like, I get it. Everyone's really excited. Strickland won. Izzy lost. Like Strickland should be champion. It's crazy, but like this fight was pretty boring. Like it was a pretty like not too much happened. Like you said, the rounds were pretty close, but Strickland was clearly winning them. But like Izzy never really had one big moment. There was after round one, the fight was kind of just mid, in my opinion. Am I being a hater or what?
No,
Uh,
I mean you're pretty accurate. Here's my take on this fight.
Here we go.
No, there's not much to say. I mean, Sean won the fight and respectable. He had good defense with the little shoulder roll and whatnot.
Really so.
Yeah,
Mayweather.
but the man won a title with a jab, a hook, and a cross. A better version of Izzy on any day beats that. And yeah, he was shooting leg kicks, but he was also getting hit a lot with some good leg kicks. And fighters like Sean, you need to go to the body. That's the one thing I will say Izzy like did not do very well. You have to go to the body with fighters like that keep their hands up high, that are very boxing oriented, moving forward the whole time because that will stop it. The air will get taken out of them if you get enough body shots on them. So that's my take on the fight. I mean, like, congrats to Strickland. It was a good win, but this ain't lasting, y'all. Like, let's be for real here. This ain't lasting.
Well,
That's
I
all I have
will,
to
I
say.
will say like this is one of the bigger like upsets I've ever like experienced in terms of
One of
like
the
I
biggest.
personally felt about it. I really was thinking like there's no real chance that like, and I'm pretty high on Strickland. I feel like I'm a little higher on him than Clark for sure. Just because like his cardio is always great. He's always gonna pressure, and I never have to worry about him not throwing. Um, that will win you like I would say 90% of your fights in the UFC at the lower levels. But I just thought that like Izzy and his counter striking was just gonna be a nightmare matchup for him. And to be honest, like Izzy wasn't getting that many counter strikes off, man. He looked flat. I don't know if it was the weight cut, what it was, maybe. Like we talked about a little bit off air, maybe just him running himself down, fighting so much. Maybe he needs to take a little more time. I don't know, but that was not the best Izzy, I would say. And I still think that like the best Izzy beats Strickland fairly easily. So like I think that the line just came out for the rematch, and it's like Izzy minus 120. I might have to hammer that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I just believe that in another fight, like on a different night, Izzy has to put up a better performance than that.
So okay, we're just kind of saying, are we saying that Izzy just had an off night? Like obviously, I said you guys gave credit to Sean, but like on Izzy's side, do you think it was as simple as that? Do you think there was an injury, something mentally, or was he just had an off night?
Yes, he had an off night, and for the one reason that I said, like, the man won a title shot off boxing, off a jab, a cross, and a hook. And Izzy, like, fully prepared, fully focused, like, doing his thing is not losing to that. He's
So you're
not
saying you
do
think he
it.
overlooked Strickland?
Huh?
Yeah, I think so. I
You
think
think
so.
he overlooked him?
I just think that like especially coming
little
off like
bit,
think
but
about his last two training camps. He's been training for his arch nemesis, a super big threat, and I feel like there you can't help but like feel a little bit less threatened if you're Izzy by Strickland. And then I think when he got caught in round one, he was like, "Oh shit!" Like, and Sean's not known to have the most power, so like when he got rocked so bad, he was like probably like, "Oh fuck," like and it probably kind of scrambled him and put him in like a more defensive mindset. Uh, like just trying to avoid getting hit big again. Like I said earlier about what I think would happen to Kai Kara France in the Cape fight, I think that it was the first time I saw Izzy not fight like fighting not to get knocked out, as opposed to like I never felt like Izzy was going for it, trying to like finish the fight. Even once like it became very clear that he needed a finish, he kind of just fought lackluster. Never really put his foot down and like just said fuck it. Like if I go out, I'm gonna go out on my shield. Like I never saw that from him. So yeah, I think he just kind of like I think he kind of just like rose Namajunas this a little bit, but to a lesser extent, like, I'm not gonna go that far, but you know what I mean when I say that. Like, just kind of let the title just get away here.
Yeah.
it was an off day, man. Like,
Okay, that's fine.
and if they fought like 100 more times, he'd win 90. The next 99, like.
I don't know about that, but like, I would say maybe 90, the next 90 or so.
But that's the weird thing. I don't really hear the media saying that. Like, oh, it was an off night for Izzy. He would beat him in the rematch. Why do you think that is? I think people are just really high on Strickland.
I think that is such a shock. I think it's like the domination. It was like a 5 round like shutout essentially. That's really what's kind of when you watch 5 rounds of something, it's kind of hard to justify saying that it'll happen a different way the next time. Because it's like we did just get a heavy sample size of like Sean shutting down Izzy's offense and like marching him down, staying in his face, crowding him. Even Mike texted me after the fight and it was like, yeah, like he kind of exposed Izzy by like crowding him, keeping him on the back foot the whole time.
Yeah.
Which I would say Izzy fights on the back foot a lot. So I really expected him to just counter strike a little better or like a lot better. But I just Izzy didn't even throw that many strikes is my thing. Like to have Strickland be in his face like that much. The fact that Izzy threw so few strikes in general kind of was like, you're kind of letting these rounds get away, Izzy, type shit.
Credit to what you guys said earlier. Izzy, his schedule, he's one of the most active champions in the sport. That's why everyone loves him. Like, look at this last year. November, he fought Pereira. April, he fought Pereira. And now he's fighting Strickland. On top of that, you have the training camps and all that. That had to be part of it, in my opinion. But,
Also,
all
like,
right, let's like matchmaker now. Wait, what's up?
I said also like we can't like discount the fact that Pajeda has been training Strickland. And I guess like Strickland said that like Pajeda was pointing out like a lot of the like holes in his defense type shit and helping him like protect against that. And I feel like there is a lot to be said with that, to be honest, just because like Pajeda's a high level striker, Izzy is a high level striker. And if Pajeda could help him like shore up a lot of the holes that maybe Izzy expected to be there, that might have like threw him off a little bit as well.
Okay.
Wait. So, does he beat Whitaker?
Strickland?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he beats Whitaker.
So he doesn't beat DDP either.
I think he beats DDP though. It's
What?
different. It's not.
Did you
I know what
not
you're
see
saying.
what he just did to that man?
Dude, that's MMA match.
What?
That's MMA match, Clark.
That's not even MMA, man. Like, he literally just fought him, and Robert Whitaker is such a good striker, and DDP made it look easy. Like,
I mean, he caught him. Like, I don't.
this is bad. This is bad, y'all.
What? Wait.
Xavier,
Who do you agree with?
DDP.
I mean, I would say Whitaker a little more hittable than Sean Strickland, I would say.
Well, no, we're saying like, do you think who would win between Strickland and Whitaker and Strickland and DDP?
I kind of think that Strickland would beat I mean, I kind of think Strickland will beat DDP. I think that Whitaker will beat Strickland. Like,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
rock, paper, scissors type shit.
Y'all just what?
My
Y'all
thing,
saw them
my thing is
fight,
this,
right? You
Clark,
just saw them fight, bro. You saw them fight. What?
Clark,
It's
you know
different though.
my South African brethren, but at the end of the day, like,
Okay, wait. Wait, what would Whitaker do in that fight to win that over what DDP would do?
I think Whitaker has better hands than DDP.
100%. Yeah.
I also think Whitaker can stop Strickland from marching him down a little bit better.
I do think DDP could definitely beat Strickland. Like it's a pick 'em fight. Bro.
Yeah. I'm not saying that like Strickland easily beats him, but I could see a way in which like DDP does not land a big bomb, and if he doesn't, I feel like over 5 rounds he will gas on some level more than Strickland, and I think that Strickland can stuff enough takedowns to like
Oh, you think he's gonna?
it's like stay in his face type shit and like jab him to death, gas him
I
out.
don't think this is to take Strickland down, to be honest.
Not gonna guess. He's not gonna guess. So.
You don't
Okay,
think
look.
gas out? That's so crazy.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And no surgery is not everything, Clark. God.
But you
Wait,
saw
so Clark, you
it.
think Strickland does the Whitaker what Duplessis did to Whitaker? Like you think he just knocks him out in a round or two?
No, I think Strickland loses to both of them.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Like I think Strickland, hey, like I said before we got out here, like Strickland might be one of the worst champs ever. Let's just come out here and say it.
Clark.
He has a pretty good
Oh,
decent record.
Like who would be worse? If we
And,
want to look at the history, who Eddie?
Ed, do you
Ed,
think that Strickland beat Cannonier? Do you think that Strickland beat Cannonier?
I had Strickland winning that fight.
I thought he did too.
Oh yeah,
close,
oh yeah. Also, he lost the Cannonier. Shouldn't have even gotten this title shot. Like, everything.
Clark, off air, you admitted that Strickland probably won.
No, I said I thought Cannonier won.
It was very close, though. It was very close.
I told you.
That's those Coronas talking. I swear.
But Clark, like this fight,
well, I mean, okay. I said it was 50. Yeah, well, I said it was 50-50. I thought it could have gone. It was such a boring fight. It could have gone either way. Like, who cared, really? I didn't care.
Damn.
Oh wait. What are you asking then?
No, I was gonna say like he got this title shot because there was no one else available. Like no one wanted to see Izzy versus Cannonier 2. That fight was terrible.
Yeah, it was, but I mean, this fight wasn't a whole lot better. I'll tell you that much. It's about the same, like honestly, if we're being for real.
Yeah, but like
the knockdown in this fight made it a little more interesting.
But there's a story.
The fact it was a big upset. Well, yeah. But the fight itself had, like you said, I believe, a few minutes ago, it was a boring fight.
No, it wasn't boring.
Was it not? Yes.
I feel like I was super entertained by like just the fact of like slowly coming to the realization like Izzy is gonna lose his belt here. Like, you know what I mean?
That's true. But the fight itself was boring. Like that's all.
If those were two random middleweights fighting, that fight would have been terrible. But because it's Izzy and Strickland, it's entertaining.
I agree.
It was a medium fight as it gets, middle of the road as it gets.
All right, before we end, let's play a little matchmaker, boys. I think it's very simple. Strickland gets DDP next. Like, right? We all agree on that?
I mean, they could do the rematch.
What I've heard thrown around is Strickland DDP, and then Izzy versus the winner of Hamzat Costa.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And then match those two winners up for a title.
Yeah. What would you guys rather see? An immediate rematch of this fight or DDP versus Strickland?
I would rather see him rematch just because I'd rather see Adesanya versus DDP. So I think that's a way more exciting fight.
Now, apparently the UFC, like Dana said he wants the rematch, but the fans, everyone's saying Izzy doesn't deserve another immediate rematch. No one wants to see it, basically. Like, what do you guys say to that?
They just don't want Strickland to lose because they know he's gonna lose.
I don't know. I just think that like when champions go out of their way and like accept like a late notice replacement, essentially, like not to say like this was a late notice replacement, like make no mistake about it. This got announced a couple months ago, like a month or two ago, but like this was not like a full camp. Izzy was, I believe, trying to fight DDP. That was the original plan, and he did not take the fight. Strickland stepped up on his cowboy shit and like did what he did the men dance, won the title. But I feel like this is a lot. It's very similar to like I feel like when Conor was supposed to fight RDA, and then Diaz stepped in on like the short notice replacement, and then it's like kind of derailed the main plan of Conor getting 2 belts. And then like the UFC had to run that fight back because it's like they kind of would prefer Conor to win, and then they proceed with their original plan. I feel like that's a little bit what's happening here. Of like they never even thought that like Strickland should be in this spot per se, but like because he won, it's like whoa, okay, Izzy, we're gonna give you another chance to go make it right, so we can do the original thing, which is like the Africa fight that they were planning. You know what I mean? I feel like that fight is too big of money for to not salvage it.
Yeah, I feel like the UFC does want Izzy to be champion. Okay, so
Sean is
obviously,
fucking up everybody's plans, man. Sean doesn't give a fuck.
don't give a fuck. But obviously, I think Izzy, first of all, should take some time off, like a considerable amount of time. How do you think? I'm just going to assume. I think everyone agrees. Hamzat's going to beat Costa. How do you think Izzy versus Costa goes? Briefly.
Hey, I'm not confident Hamza running through that fight, but
Okay.
I
No,
think
I feel that.
I think he's gonna win, but I don't think he runs through that.
No, I don't think he runs through just because Costa's a big fucker. Like, but I will say if Hamza gets his first takedown on Costa, like it's
It's a
fucked.
bad night. It's a
It's
bad.
fucked. It's fucked for him.
Yeah,
It's fucked for him.
that's a great.
But I think he'll stuff the first. Like he's too big. I feel like I've never seen Costa get taken down either. Like
But
even
I
Would you
haven't
guys-
seen too many people try.
yeah, I guess. I mean, but Vittori should. I think he did a few times, maybe.
But I mean, Vittoria is like not that great of a wrestler. He's more of like a cardio guy.
Well, yeah, I'm saying he's better. He's a better wrestler than most in that division. That's the thing. This division isn't very wrestling heavy.
That's why Hamza might just murk them, bro. Honestly,
Yeah, that is true. But I feel like Kostas is one of the few that are good at takedown defense.
I would like to see Hamza Strickland. That'll be decent. I think Hamza wins that.
That's a crazy. That's a weird
Oh
fight.
yeah, honestly, Hamza runs through Strickland, does he not?
I could see it. I could see that. But so all right, whether it's Costa or Hamzat, are you guys worried about Izzy at all going into whatever fight that is, or are we just kind of like you said, off night? He's gonna be fine the next fight. Are you guys worried?
No, not at all. I think he'll be fine the next fight.
No matter who it's against.
Like how old is he? He's like 33, right?
34. 34. Yeah.
34, like he's still somewhat in his prime, like doing his thing. I think he'll be fine. Who he fight? I don't know. I'll be honest. I think they might just give it to DDP because they know DDP is going to be Strickland. So then they could do DDP versus me.
I feel like
even without
Hamza, DDP Hamza is a fight I like to see personally. Wrestler versus wrestler, kinda.
Yeah, it's more of a timeline on that one.
Yeah.
And DDP's pretty like big. He's pretty imposing.
Or DDP Costa, like fuck, man. DDP, hey, he's a good fighter, man. He's interesting as hell. I don't know how many of these top people he beats, like, but I mean, I didn't think he was gonna beat Whitaker, to be honest. So
I don't know, man.
anything is possible at this point, man. Fuck.
He beat Whitaker, so I think he could be anyone here.
Hey
Yeah.
guys, hey guys. Okay, like, hear me out. Just hear me out. How open are you to new ideas? Like, what if Connor 85, Connor Strickland? Like, what the fuck?
What? I would take Strickland.
But Connor Strickland is crazy. Like, I feel like of all the
I
middle,
would take Connor. Fuck it.
that's so crazy, Clark. But of all the middleweights that in the top 5 that Connor may have a chance against, you can't look at Strickland and tell me that that's not the easiest path to like a
So
4.
wait, okay, wait. Can we roll back a little bit though? Cause like, okay, you're saying that, but you're saying Strickland would beat DDP. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
All I'm saying is matchups make fights type shit, and I think that Connor might be able to counter strike Strickland a decent amount.
Matchups do make fights, and Connor's 5'9" against
He's just too small. He's just too small.
Like, what are we doing here?
I'm not saying Connor would be the favorite. I'm just saying, like, if there's anyone in the middleweight top 5 that Connor could maybe have a chance against, is it not Strickland? Like,
No, I agree with you on
It is.
I agree with you.
But everyone else can wrestle fuck him, and Izzy would just obviously destroy him.
Yeah.
and I feel like even though Sean probably can wrestle fuck him, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
No, he would not. He would not. And we all know Vittori would beat.
Yeah, that's why Hamza would also just dominate him. I feel like Strickland's just gonna move forward his usual stupid shit, and then like Hamza double leg game over. Like
I feel like maybe Rachmanov.
Strickland's holes are there, like they're just there. Like I hate to talk bad about him because he's got such a good win, but like he has holes. He has a lot of holes. He has holes.
He doesn't have a lot of holes, though. He does not have a lot of holes. He just has he has a low ceiling. That's what it is.
That's perfectly said.
Yeah, I agree, but he has holes.
But he has a low ceiling type shit.
Clark, who do you got? Rachmanov or Strickland?
Rachmanov, man. Like, get Rachmanov up there, like. No, bro, wait. Actually,
I don't hate it.
How tall is Strickland? How tall is he?
6'1", I believe.
I mean, Rachmanov 6'2", like game.
No, Rachmanov could definitely fight at 85 for sure.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would take him.
No, I don't hate that take. I was just curious.
Especially on the feet. You saw how he fought Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal was like, punch him in the face. Rachmanov was like, oh, what did you say, Jeff? Oh, bring it back right to him. Like it was that easy. Like he just walked.
All right. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Super fun to make. Make sure to check our TikTok and shorts. We got some more videos coming out this week. We got the Shevchenko Grassos preview coming out, and we love y'all. Peace.
Peace.